I know you're so thrilled. You just cannot wait to find out what standards project number 8 is going to be. Good news. It's going to be a bio in A. Why is that good news? You can choose anybody you like. The only key thing is that you have to read a book about them. You're going to come in and show me the book. That's going to be a grade all by itself. So, who are you interested in? Is it a musician? Is it somebody historical? Is it somebody famous that you admire on TV or in movies? Politicians, athletes, so many people that you can choose from. So find somebody that you think is going to be a good subject and read a book about them. And that's it. All right? Just make sure you bring the book into me, show me who it is, and you'll be good to go. So anybody, just a book. Not a website, book. And so this is your, what do we call this? This is the paper that you're going to use to complete your task. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's not a rubric, is it? I guess it's your assignment paper, whatever. Kind of like a rubric, but that'll be coming. You can choose any person like I just said. I want you to read a book because I want to make sure it's somebody who's famous enough to have written a book. Now, you can read an autobiography, which is a book that somebody has written about themselves. But most biographies are written by other people about somebody. So if you're trying to go after somebody who's really famous right now, but they're so famous or they're so new that there's no book about them, I'm sorry, you have to wait. That's why there's no web pages allowed. But a lot of people that are recently famous have books already written about them, so you might be surprised. And it could be an ebook. If it's an ebook, you have to either show me that or have a parent send me an email that says we're reading this ebook, okay? But no, you cannot read a blog about somebody that's writing about themselves. Now, everything else is the same as the book in A from a couple months ago. You're going to choose a container to present to the class that shows the person. Okay, if they're an astronaut, make it a rocket, you know. There's a lot of ways you can make that pretty simple. Remember, just a boring shoebox, unless it's somebody who designs shoes for a living, is not that exciting. Try to manipulate it somehow. Change the shape, or at the very least, decorate it extensively so we can see who the person is by looking at your object, all right? That's your 50 points, the outside of the object and the object itself. On the inside, 150 points. You're going to be showing some details and activities pertaining to the book, and those will be explained right here. There's going to be a timeline that has at least 10 events. Once again, you can use the Excel format, or you can create one yourself. You can cut and paste pictures on it, totally up to you. Vocabulary, 10-word glossary. These are unfamiliar words to you, or perhaps important words. Like there might be some words that are important to the person's job or what they do that aren't typically used. These have to be typed. Okay, you have to give a short definition and use them in a meaningful sentence, just like before. Once again, you come up with 5 items that depict the person in some way. There's been a lot of interesting things over the years. Someone did a Michael Jackson report a couple of years ago, right after he died, and talked to a nurse and got an empty bottle of propofol, which is the drug that was given to him by his doctor, which should not have been used as a sleep aid, and it was, and it killed him, and so that's why it was in there. Kind of macabre, but it worked out. They had a lot of other cool Michael Jackson things. So make those items interesting for us. That's 50 points. And then finally, your presentation is a very big part of the assignment this time. You really need to get ready to present things in high school. So it's half your grade. You'll be presenting it to the class. You're not going to have any notes with you. And you have to explain the outside of the container, why the decorations are there, explain the 5 items, and you have to explain all the events from the timeline. I'm going to be counting them from memory. Okay? You don't have to get the exact dates on there, but that'll score you some good points if you do. But you do need to include the 10 things that are important about your person. Okay? And then finally on that same piece of paper on the bottom half, there is the rubric, which breaks it down exactly point per point, how you can get your 400 points for this grade. Whole thing is due Wednesday, April 2nd. So get those books right away and start reading and really enjoy finding out about this person. When I had one of these when I was a kid, I read about Ken Stabler. And if you don't know who he is, you can Google him. Milo will probably know, or not, won't be too surprised. All right, have a good time. Bye.